Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. Uh, there's a lot of things that are going on in the world today that, most of us really probably don't pay too much attention to, but it's things that as a believer, we should all pay attention to. The people who don't pay attention to these things, these people are people who won't wake up until they're dead. So mostly it applies, to most people today, and it's sad that today's society is this way, but it is. And whether you warn them or warn them not, it's the same for them. Just like it says in the Quran, to Muhammad about some of these people, you know. Some people you can tell them the truth all day long, and if they ain't interested in the truth, they're never going to see it. They like they like the state, and they're content with the place in life that they're in. So we have to understand that some people just refuse, and sometimes it hurts us as believers because maybe it might be someone like our father or a brother or a sister or mother, but that we can't let that affect our striving, and how we live our lives and how we deal with daily situations, just because the people around us aren't doing what's right. That just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean it's right. 95% of the people in the world today are probably half brain dead, brainwashed, polluted by processed food and typical socially acceptable things in this dunya, which is world for people who don't know what dunya is. Alhamdulillah, since I've came to Islam, I've learned so much, and then before I came to Islam, Allah was teaching me things already, and then He led me to a path that fit me, and I thank God for that, uh, because it truly is a blessing to be able to see things. At first, when you come to God and you see the truth, it's a heavy burden at times. It can be. It's very painful and disturbing to see what's really going on when you step out of the illusion. It's kind of like stepping into a bright room from a dark one. Your eyes takes a while to focus and get your wits about you. But inshallah, everybody should wake up and see what's really going on around us, and pick a side. You have to decide: do you want to be with the ones who don't care, or do you want to be with the ones who do and want to see a better world for all of us? Because we need to break down these barriers of flags and countries and territories and this and that, because this isn't ours. None of us created this place that we live in, and it isn't one, God, that created all things, one source of life, whatever you want to call it. You know, uh, None of us are responsible for the ground that we place our feet upon, and until we respect that, until we respect each other as just another person, another brother or brother sister, or whatever you want to call it. Until we do that, we'll never have peace and unity. As long as men continue to strive to be better and exalt themselves and oppress the weak and hinder people's potential education purposely so that they could monopolize wisdom and understanding and love. These people, they like to play games that they don't know, that what they've learned, it doesn't profit them at all. They'll never benefit from it. Everything that they build by means of oppression and wrongdoing, it will come back. Everything that they store up with gold and silver and whatever, the people that they oppressed and people that they walked on, those are the people who inherit these things, inshallah, be it the will of God. They have no clue uh, what it is that they're doing. Yeah, they're building the world all right, but they don't know that they're building it for people like you and me, and for the people who are are of good guidance or right guidance, and the people who want to tell the truth and stand up for the weak and these things. So the very people that they've made their money on and caused to suffer uh, over the course of their little experiment, these people are who's going to inherit all the things that they store up. So, hey, it is what it is. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised us this in the Quran and in the Bible, that Jesus Christ, when God sent him, when Allah sent him with the message of the gospel, he said, the blessed are the poor, blessed are the meek. These people are the ones that will inherit the kingdom of the earth. There's also things in Psalms from David, who talks about, things like this, that they build up treasures of silver and gold, but it will be others who are adorned with their things. So, you know, people are going to be people, and whoever falls into the oppression is just as guilty as the people who are oppressing them, because they don't have to do that. They have a choice. They can seek out right guidance in God, and they don't have to bow down to oppression. They don't have to be ignorant. They don't have to utilize the retard tool with it, which is to me the television. You know, and they have their own choices to make. God says we all have potential. We all have the potential to do right or wrong. We make our own choices. We only wrong ourselves. And if somebody comes and tells you, "Hey, let's go jump off the bridge," you can't jump off the bridge, die, and say, "Well, he told me it was a good idea." It just doesn't make sense. Common sense tells you, if somebody tells you, "Let's jump off this bridge," you know that you don't want to fall down and crack your head, so you're not going to follow them off the bridge. Same way with sin, same way with corrupt. You see other people being corrupt, or you see, you know, that somebody's coming around saying, "Hey, let's do this or let's do that." You don't have to fall into their tricks. You know, once you start opening your eyes to these things, you have no excuse. Uh, the television, the media, everything that's set up in this world and this dunya is harming us. It's not helping us. It's taking us outside our potential. It's keeping us distracted from what's important. Education has been uh, made to look ignorant now, and ignorance is made to look cool. So now our kids are idolizing people that have very little education and very little understanding of life and the world around us and God or anything like that. And I laugh when I see these people, these entertainers, these rap artists, and these other rock and roll artists. I'm not going to stereotype any one particular set. It's the world, and any people who get up on stage and say, first I want to thank God. Well, I laugh at them, because what God are you thanking? You know, is my question. You're out here uh, glamorizing sex, drugs, crime, these things, and making millions of dollars off of other people's oppression and things like this. And you thank God and think that God is the one that gave you that ability to do that. Well, you have a surprise for you coming. Um, Inshallah, may God, you know, give good justice to these type of individuals to who who understand and who have the ability to know this. Because if somebody like me could figure it out, then I'm sure they can, and they know what they do. They've been deceived and into believing that there's no heaven and hell, and they say, why not? It's that's what they call ascending. They believe that they've ascended above the regular common folks. I mean, that's how these people get involved in these elite occult groups, because they trick themselves into believing that they're so smart. Whatever the case may be, they might have some kind of alien come, and try to trick them and tell them there is no heaven and hell, and now they get all these people to believe this same stupid stuff and keep secrets and all this. Secrets are lies. Anybody who can't tell you, the truth about something is lying for one reason or the other. Other than God, no man should hold another secret. And knowledge and wisdom, understanding, these things are for all mankind to know. This is for the betterment of a unit. And if you're not trying to work with the unit, then to me, wallahi, you're a miscreant and you're oppressing people for no reason. So I hope that people like this burn in hell. Um, but I even pray for these people, though, to be led to the straight path, and start playing their role and telling the truth, and doing what they've always should have done. These entertainers and these political figures and these media people and kings and queens, and people who have all these people's eyes on them, and watching every move they make. They should come out and start telling the truth, and explaining things to people, and because these people, we as a culture and society and a world, we tend to idolize people. We tend to look at entertainers and the media and the things for our information, for our sources of how we should live life and how we should react in society and public and these things like this. And whether we realize it or not, we're being indoctrinated. So I just pray that these people stop being stop being kafirs and start playing their role in the world and start helping humanity instead of exploiting it and making money off of man's weaknesses. Uh, I love you all for the sake of the creator of the heavens and the earth. May God give us all peace, love, unity, justice, and freedom from oppression. You know, that's what all men want. No man wants to be a slave to nobody. You know, and the worst kind of slave is the slave that doesn't know he's a slave. That's in my opinion. You know, that's the worst form of slavery. And I heard somebody like Frederick Douglass say the same thing. You know, and that's actually where I got that from. But we only wrong ourselves. We have a choice, you know, and it's our choice whether or not we educate ourselves. It's our choice whether or not we take the initiative and start helping other people educate themselves, or you know, share the knowledge that you receive. Don't use, you know, don't gain some knowledge and think that you should hoard it, or you know, use it and oppress other people, because people that do this, wallahi, they will have their punishment eventually. They're riding a ride that they can't ride, because there's good will always overcome evil. That's something that God has promised. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, but inshallah, by the will of God, it will turn around. Alhamdulillah. It's promised. I love you all.